I looked at the number of hours and I said, listen, if I owned a retail store here on Main Street, I would be open at a minimum 11 to 7, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday 12 to 5, and Monday 11 to 7. That's less than 40 hours. I am not the one to say, everyone just put more hours in. Everyone just needs to be open more. I'm saying the times you're open, the amount of effort that you're putting into it, there isn't a traffic flow. But I'm telling you that people come into my place every Saturday when I'm working this job here on Main Street and go, what can I do? What is open? And somebody said Sunday. Sunday, the pot, it's you guys here and us. And as far as I know, I believe that's it. And if you're going to buy jewelry, if you're going to buy antiques, if you're going to buy these other items, if we're going to both get locals, there's a reason locals don't shop here. They're working during the hours that most of the places are open. Sorry. Now, they go to the mall after 5 o'clock. They go to the mall on the weekends. We need both to look at those hours and then market locally, and you'll be available for the traffic that is here. There are people coming through town. We are pulling people off the interstate. People hate trying to stop in the big city of Columbia. They love coming off the interstate, off the traffic, to deal with it. They want to go to a small town. We start marketing to the people that come into my place are either long haulers, Ohio to Florida, Florida to Asheville, that type of, or they're doing a day trip from Lexington, Irmo, Greenwood, Greenville, Columbia. Aiken. These are people. I do this. If I'm a family visit, I go and say, gosh, what time can I take my in-laws and other people to for a day trip, a couple drinks, food, whatever. So I think we have a great place here in Newberry. I love it. I am a new transplant, still rooting myself here in the community. This is a great place. I think that Newberry has, like a well-stocked pantry, all the ingredients. We have the placement, we have everything that we need. We have more interstate interchanges than almost anybody else. It's pulling together. If we don't have a mass general store, a one place that's going to bring them, then it's every single one of us doing 7% of that 100. So, sorry.
We actually have had those marketing studies done. We had one done by citizens. There was probably 100 different citizens who were involved in Newberry. We gave their proposals for everything from clean air and soil to marketing downtown Newberry and downtown liability. And we also had the one done by Arnett, Waldrop. But we haven't followed any of it. But they said exactly these things to establish your identity and to enhance it and to spend the money in those areas. And the heritage vacations was what they call it, was very popular with travelers, which was basically even families with young children wanting to go to a place that was old-fashioned and had some history to it. And we also had the added things with hiking and fishing, but they were saying you had to actively market to that audience, who is also the people in every study you look at, that's the people who spend the most money. So we are what little marketing we've done has been to an older age group who is less likely, those are the people statistically who spend less money for entertainment, food, things like that, and spend more on travel. So we have all the information we need in those two marketing studies, we just have dropped the ball and haven't done it. If we did that, pursued that aggressively along with making it beautiful, because that was one of the things that made everybody come there, then the people would stay open longer. It would all, but you have to work together. You can't, if you do any one of those parts without the other parts, it's not going to work. But we've already done those studies there.
Right, I agree. Those three things, you've got to make it pretty. You've got to have the hours of everybody being open. Those that don't want to do that, that's fine. Hopefully other businesses will open. And the third one, going to your point, is the marketing side. You've got to have all three.
And I have a great addition to show everybody. What? This is Columbia Free Times for a year. I do not know the only one. I wish I did. These guys do an amazing job. It's not free to us, but it's free to everybody that picks this up. Where does it go? It goes to Columbia. It goes to Columbia. It goes to Irmo. I mean, Jeff, you know about this. And the first thing Clark and I do, well, Clark orders a beer, and then I pick up 3 times. And it is chock full of what's going on. Some of the ads are big, some are tiny. But there's lots of information, and there is no reason in the world that we couldn't put an ad in here and change it, Sean, repeatedly, just to show these folks that, you know, we're not just resting on our laurels, we're, you know, paying attention, and this is what we have to offer to get off the bus, get off the freeway. I'm sorry.
Jeff, you asked for a niche. I think you've heard it. I mean, 6 out of 10 customers in our restaurant don't live in Newberry. Okay, I mean, you've asked for a niche. What Newberry's niche is Greenville and Columbia. And people that travel don't stop in those cities because they're traveling. They want a city like this. So we market ourselves in that area. You know, what do we need? We need cleaner, neater, prettier Main Street. We need to advertise in the right venues. We can sit around and talk about $500,000 landscaping and all that, but that's out there. We ain't got out there right now. We got to cater to our niche, and our niche is being in between 2 major cities and people traveling the interstate. That's where I bet 8 out of 10 of my Sunday customers come off the interstate. 6 out of 10 the rest of the time, and that's what we got to recognize.
Well, I didn't intend to give the impression that the only thing we're proposing here is to do streetscaping. It's just that's one element that, without question, the city's responsible for. The physical environment in the public space is something the city has to do.
True, but we also need to give Main Street what it needs. We need to clean it. I was going to pressure wash my sidewalk last year, and I started to do it, and I'm like, I would look like a fool with a clean sidewalk. You know, that one that I clean. I mean, we need to do the little things to make it. The alleyway across the street, I brought it up in 3 meetings. We don't have any lights over there tonight. So that kind of stuff, little bitty simple things to get us started. And then we go big, okay? But little bitty simple things to enhance the people down here and make it safe. There's not a trash can on my block. You know, there's not a trash can in Memorial Park. It's the little bitty simple things we need to start with. And then we grow. But again, downtown Newberry, the niche for downtown Newberry is 3 exits off that interstate. How many other cities have it? Look at Florence. I was living in Florence when it started the absolute boom when I-26 or I-20 dead ends into Florence. And that intersection boomed. It's an interstate town. We're an interstate town. And we can grasp that, we can grow with that, or we can stay the little city of Newberry and have what we have. But bottom line is people come off the interstate to shop. When people drive from Columbia and Greenville and park up here at the church on weekends and walk Main Street and around the Harper Street because they feel safe, that's who we're getting into this town. And that's what we got to go after.
It's not just happening by habits. We are marketing. Does the marketing need to be enhanced and improved? Absolutely. We're not arguing with that. There's a reason interstate traffic's coming, and it's because we have been actively marketing, and because we have been doing exactly what you're saying.
Exactly.
So I think we're on the same page on that. We just need to freshen it up.
Well,
we need to freshen it up a little bit.
Combination of city continuing to market, do the events, do the stuff that supports us from law enforcement all the way around to barricades, trash, streetscaping, all lighting, all of those things the city can do. And I think as business owners, it's pulling together, realizing, you know, how do we commercialize, how do we get those people here, and how do we maintain that from something as simple as a brochure. You go to the mall, you can pick up a brochure that talks about all the different stores and the map. They don't really have that. Do they? They have one of those.
That's an interesting point. You talk about the merchants coming together. I mean, I can't believe the turnout. There's folks who are out there.
Oh, I think we're building that.
However, before your time, there was a merchants group that had resurrected itself. My wife Amy spent more than 20 hours a week working on that thing. And again, our business is not local, but she did that trying to help. And got little to no support from most of the merchants. There are many of them in here that never came one time to a meeting. And you know, when we would come, there was 2 or 3 folks that would help and pitch in and do something. We had these discussions, but there were many more folks that wouldn't do anything.